Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Gopika Jeevana Smaranam Govinda Govinda Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantahe. Namo Namah Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Namah Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha. Satchidananda Rupaya Vishwotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha. Yam pravrajantamanopetamapeta dvaipayano viraha katara ajuhava putreti tanmayataya tarabobhineduhu tam sarvabhuta hridayam munimanatosmi yasvanubhavamakila shrutisaaramekam adhyatmadheepam atititirshatam tamondham samsarinam karunayaha purana guhyam tam vyasasунमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां योगीन्द्राय नमस्तस्मै शुकाय ब्रह्मरूपिणे संसार सर्पदष्टं यो विष्णुरातममुमुचते कालव्यालमुखग्रास त्रास निर्नाश हेतवे श्रीमद्भागवतं शास्त्रं कलोकीरेण भाषितं एतस्मादपरं किञ्चित् मनःशुद्धेन विद्यते जन्मान्तरे भवेत् पुण्यं तदा भागवतं लभेत् ज्ञानवैराग्यसम्पूर्णान् हरिभक्तिपरायणान् पूर्वाचार्यातहं वन्दे सम्प्रदायप्रवर्तकान् भगवन्नाम साम्राज्य लक्ष्मी सर्वस्वविग्रहं श्रीमद्बोधेन्द्रयोगीन्द्र देशिकेन्द्रम् उपास्महे कलिकालोचितं धर्मं नाम संकीर्तनात्मकं निर्णेतुमवतीर्णं तं प्रेमिकं सद्गुरुं भजे हरे रामेति कृष्णेति नाम संकीर्तनं सदा लोकक्षेमाय कुर्वन्तं प्रेमिकं सद्गुरुं भजे जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयात् इतरतश्चार्तेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यते प्रकृतिभिः शुश्रूषिभिस्तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् श्रीमद्भागवताख्योऽयं प्रत्यक्षः कृष्ण एव हि स्वीकृतोऽसि मया नाथ मुक्त्यर्थं भवसागरे मनोरथो मदीयोऽयं सफलः सर्वदा त्वया निर्विघ्नेनैव कर्तव्यो दासोऽहं तव केशव श्रीहरे नमः श्रीहरे नमः श्रीहरे नमः गोपिका जीवन स्मरणं गोविंदा गोविंदा सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms here who work, who take care of the house, who attend every single class out there, the busiest people. And today's class also, we're going to see about another mother, right? Little bit, a mother in the making in chapter 14. So, okay, so we'll do a quick review of, I think, 13. We have totally about 36 stanzas. So we'll kind of do 18 stanzas each. Okay, so Revati, Vijay, you can do one half, and Revati, you can do one half. So one half you can do from 43 of 13.
Is it 14, Rajesh? Is it? We're reviewing 14, right?
314 la 1 to 28 na pottilla
14 1 to 28, but 13 also we have like 8 stanzas left.
43 la endu pannanum.
43 to 50 of 13.
Got it. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, who is going first, Vijay or Revati?
I'll go 14.
Vijay, ninga 13 la 8 and then 10 of 14 madrilla.
நான் பண்றேன், but ஆனா நான் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணல, பட் I'll try to say it. Okay. அது ஏன்னா நான் 14 தான் பண்ணேன். That's okay.
நானும் அதான் பண்ணேன்.
That's okay. இது தப்பா இருந்தா நீங்க கரெக்ட்
Sure,
பண்ணிக்கோங்க.
sure. Yeah,
பண்ணுங்க.
yeah.
ஓகே. संस्थापयैनां जगतां सतस्तुषां
இல்ல,
लोकाय
அங்க I think one second, Devji, sorry.
43 ல இருந்து படிக்கணும்.
Kashad.
அடுத்தது.
Next one.
அதுலேருந்தா? ஓகே, சாரி. कश्रद्धदीधान् यदमस्तव प्रभो रसां कदाया भुव बुद्धिभर्हनं न विस्मयोऽसौ द्वयि विश्वविस्मये यो माय एधं ससृजे दिविस्मयं विदुन्वता वेदमयं निजं बभुः जनस्तपः सत्यनिवासिनो वयं सदाशिखोत्तूद शिवाम्बुबिन्दुभिः विमृज्यमाना भ्रूषमीशभाविताः स वै पदपृष्ठमधिष्ठ वैशते ह्यकर्मणां पारम् अपारकर्मणः यद्योगमाया गुणयोगमोहितं विश्वं समस्तं भगवन् विदेहि शं मैत्रेय उवाच इत्युपस्थीयमानस्तैः मुनिभिर्ब्रह्ममादिभिः सलिले स्वगुराग्रान्ते उपाधत्ता विधावनिं सहितं भगवान् उर्वीं विश्वक्षेण प्रजापतिः रसाया लीलयो नीताम् शून्यस्य ययौ हरिः ययेवमेतां हरिमेधसो हरेः कदां सुभद्रां कदनीयमायिनः शृण्वीत भक्त्या श्रवयेत घोषतीं जनार्दनोऽस्याशु हृदि पर्षिदधति तस्मिन् प्रसन्ने सकलाशिषां प्रभौ किं दुर्लभं ताभिरलं लवात्मभिः अनन्यदृष्ट्या भजतां गुहाशयः स्वयं विदते स्वगतिं परां
The last இது மட்டும் ஸ்வயம் விதத்தே ஸ்வகதிம் பரஸ்பராம்.
स्वयं विदत्ते स्वगतिं परः परां को नाम लोके पुरुषार्थसारवित् पुरात् कदा नाम भगवत् कदा सुधाम् आभियकर्णाञ्जलिभिर्भवापहाम् अहो विरच्येत विना नरेतरम् इति हि श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां तृतीयस्कन्धे त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः. श्री हरे नमः. श्री हरे नमः.
You probably do not have the Varaha.
Amadilla.
Okay, just write it up when you get a chance, and somebody can paste it in English if you want. Okay.
ராஜேஷ், அப்புறம் இந்த 48ல வந்து யயேவன்னு சொல்லணுமா சயேவா சொல்லணுமா? ஏன்னா நீங்க ரெக்கார்டிங்ல சயேவா சொல்லிருக்கீங்க.
48ல
புக்ல யயேவா தான் இருக்கு. பட் ஐ ரிமெம்பர் யூ வர் சேயிங் சயேவா.
ஏவமேதாம் அந்த first word.
ஏவதானா?
ஏவமேதாம் தான் இருக்கு.
Okay, I'll check the recording. It's ya only, but yeah.
Okay, all right.
ஓகே, நான் அதை எழுதிக்கிறேன் ராஜஸ்ரீ. அடுத்தது அத திருதீய ஸ்கந்தः சதுர்தசோऽध्यायः. स्कन्दम् ओके. श्रीशुः उवाच निशम्य कौशारविनोपवर्णितां हरे कथां कारणसुखरात्मनः पुनश्च पवर्ष समुद्यक्ताञ्जलिः न चाति तृप्तो विदुरोद्धृतव्रतः विदूर उवाच तेनैव धूनि श्रेष्ठ हरिणा यज्ञमूर्तिना आदिदैत्यो हरण्याक्षो अदहित्युनो शुश्रुम तस्य
Hiranyaksha, under the second.
हिरण्याक्ष ओके हादिदैत्यो हिरण्याक्षो हदहित्यनु शुश्रुम तस्य चोत्थारतक शौनीं स्वतं शस्त्राक्रेण लीलया दैत्यराजस्य शप्रहन् तस्मात् केतुरो भून्मृतः सारी ट्यून् लबिट् मैत्रेय उवाच साधु वीरत्वया पृष्टम् अवतार कथां हरेः यत्त्वं पृच्छसि मर्त्यानां मृत्युपाशविषातनि पदपुत्रो मुनिना कीदयार्पकः मृत्यो कृत्वैव मूर्धन्यङ्क्रीं हारुरोह हरे पदम् हद अत्रापीतिहासोऽयं श्रुतो मे वर्णितः पुरा ब्रह्मणा देवदेवन देवानाम् अनुपृच्छताम्
Second line just before the comma. Deva devena.
देव ओ அது வேற மாதிரி இருக்கு தேவானாம் இருக்கு தேவே ஓ இதுக்கு முன்னாடி தேவ தேவேன ஓகே தாக்ஷாயணி சத்தः மாரீச்சம் கஷ்யபம் பதம் அபத்ய காமா சகமே சந்நியாயாம் ஹ்ருச்யார்ப்பிதா இஷ்ட்வாக்னி जिह्वं पयसा पुरुषं यजुषा पदं निम्लोचत्यर्क आसीनम् अग्न्यकारे समाहितं पितुर्वाच एष मां त्वत्कृते विद्वन् काम आत शराशनः धुनोदिधीनां विक्रम्य रम्भामिव मदङ्गजः இது நான் சொல்லணும் எது வரைக்கும் சொல்லணும்
10th last one yeah
தத் பவான் தஹ்யமானாயாம் சபன்னீனாம் சம்ருத்திபிஹ பிரஜாவதீனாம் பத்ரம் தே மய்யாயங் தாம் அனுக்கிரகம்
மய்யாயுங்தாம் அனுக்கிரகம்
சாரி ஆமா மய்யாயுங்தாம் அனுக்கிரகம்
ஓகே पर्तर्याप्तोरुमानानां लोकान् आविशते यशः पथिर्भवद्विधो यासां प्रजयाननुजायते पुरा पिता नो भगवान् दक्षो दुहितृवत्सलः कं वृणीत वरं वत्सा इत्यपृच्छत नः पृथक्
second line vatsaha if you're pausing there
okay yeah कं वर्णित वरं वत्साः इत्यपृच्छत नः पृथक् सविदित्वात्मजानां नो भावं संतानभावनः त्रयोदशात् अदादासां यास्ते शीलम् अनुव्रताः अत मे कुरु कल्याणं कामं कञ्च विलोचन आर्तोपसर्पणं भूमन् अमोघं हि महीयसि
அந்த first line the kalyana no im there
அப்படியா
kalyana no im there
okay சரி அது தமிழ்ல வாசிக்கிறதுனால இம் இருக்கு I will correct it அத்தமே குரு கல்யாண காமம் கஞ்ச விலோச்சன ஆர்த்தோபசர்ப்பணம் பூமன் அமோகம் ஹி மஹீயசி இதீதாம் வீரமாரீச்சக கிருபணா பகுவாஷினீம் பிரத்யாஹானு நயன் வாச்சா பிரவృత్తానంగ கஷ்மலாம் ஏஷதேஹம் விதாஸ்யாமி பிரியம் பீரு யதிச்சசி தஸ்யா காமம் ந கஹ் குர்யாத் सिद्धिस्त्रैवर्गीकीयतः सर्वाश्रमानुपाताय स्वाश्रमेणे कलत्रवान् व्यसनार्णवम् अद्येति जलयानैरेतार्णवम् यामाहुरात्मनो ह्यर्थम् श्रेयस्कामस्य मानिनि यस्यां स्वदुरमद्यस्य पुमांश्चरति विज्वरः यामाश्रित्येन्द्रियारादीन् दुर्जयान् इतर आश्रमैः वयं जयेम हेलाभिः तस्योन्दुर्गपतिर्यथा न वयं प्रभवस्तां त्वाम् अनुकर्तुं गृहेश्वरि अभ्यायुषा वा कार्तस्नेन ये चान्तये गुणकृत्नवः
And then the
अथापि
second line. Kartsnena.
कार्त्स्न्येन
Yeah.
ये चान्ये गुणकृत्नवः अथापि काममेदं ते प्रजात्यै करवाण्यलं यथा मां नादिवोचन्ति मुहूर्तं प्रतिपालय एषा घोरतमा वेला घोराणं घोरदर्शना सरन्ति यस्यां भूतानि भूतेशानुशराणिः एतस्यां सन्ध्यायां भगवान् भूतभावनः प्रीतो भूतपश्यद्भिः वृषणोटति भूतराट्
Second line. Parito first. Parito
பரீத்தோ
bhuta
நான் எப்போதுமே
parshadbihi.
தப்பா வாசிக்கிறேன்.
And then the after the
பரீத்தோ
comma.
பரீத்தோ பூத பர்ஷத்பிः वृषणोटति वृषेणार्दति भूधराट् संसानचक्रानि sorry श्मशानचक्रानिलधूलि धूम्रविकीर्ण विद्योतजटाकलाभः பஸ்மாவகுண்டலாமலருக்ம தேஹோ தேவஸ்திரிபி. இது கம்ப்ளீட்டா வரணும்ல, ஃபுல்லா, நோ பிரேக்.
First line is continuous. Second line is after deho. There is a comma. Second line.
தேஹோ. ஓகே
Deho. Yeah.
ஓகே. வித்யோத ஜடாகலாபः பஸ்மாவகுண்டலாமலருக்மதேஹோ தேவஸ்திரிபிः பஷ்யति தேவரஸ்தே நயஸ்ய லோகே ஸ்வஜனः பरो वा नात्यादृतो नोद कश्चित् विकर्ह्यः वयं प्रतैर्यच्छरणा भविद्दाम् आशास्महे जां भुक्तभोगां यस्यानवत्याचरितं मनीषिणो गृह्णन्ति अविद्यापडलं बिभित्सवः निरस्तसाम्यादिशयोऽपि यत् स्वयं பிசாசச்சரியாமசரத்கதி சதாமா எப்படி conjunction
Gatis satam. But in the second line, the comma is after swayam. Yet swayam is one word.
Okay,
and then
okay.
Pishachacharyam acharat gatis satam.
निरस्तसाम्याति यशोऽपि यत् स्वयं பிசாசச்சரியாம் அசரத்கதி சதாம். அவ்வளவா? திருப்பி 28 உண்டா?
28, 27 and 28 ரெண்டு இருக்கு. 2.
हसन्ति यस्याचरितं हि दुर्भगाः स्वात्मन् रतस्या विदुषुसमीहितं. அப்படியா? ரதஸ்ய விதுஷஸ் சமீஹிதம் யைர்வஸ்திரமால்யா பரணானுலேபனைः ஸ்வபோஜனம் ஸ்வாத்ம தயோபலாலிதம். One more,
yeah. One more. Yeah.
I lost the page.
28. Yeah. That's okay. I'll just say it. That's one more. Brahmadayo yat krita setu palaha yat karanam vishwamidam chamaya आज्ञाकरी तस्य पिशाचचर्या आहो विभूम्नश्चरितं विडम्बनम्.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's where we stopped. Let's see, 220. Okay, so let me just continue with the meaning of this chapter. So just to recap, right, what was happening. So we saw the Varaha Avataram previously. And then, Vidura wants to know more about it, about what caused and what happened to the battle between Varaha, Hiranyaksha. So Maitreya then goes about talking about the story of Kashyapa and Diti. So where, one day Diti, being one of the wives of Kashyapa, she goes and tells Kashyapa that I don't have any children and it's time that, we get together to have children. And she builds a case how, first of all, she's having very sensual feelings at this time of the day. And then she wants to have kids because her other sisters already have kids. And then as a Prajapati, it's Kashyapa's duty to have kids and then expand the population. And anytime somebody who's in distress or who wants something approaches a very superior person like Kashyapa, it's his obligation to kind of help her out. So she builds the case. Kashyapa says, I agree with everything you're saying. However, this is the Pradosha Kalam, evening time, where I cannot indulge in such activity. So wait till I finish all my prayers and meditation and all that he says. And he talks about how this is the time you should be worshipping Lord Shiva. And although Lord Shiva is your brother-in-law, because Sati is married to Shiva, Shiva as a person or a god he's not attached to anything. So it might feel like he's like your brother-in-law, but he is actually such a superior deity that he does not get attached to anything, and he goes purely by the rules, and this is not the right time to do all these things. So Kashyapa says that. So that's kind of exactly where we ended in 28 last time. So what happens here is, because of whatever fate and everything, Diti is very particular. So it talks about how Diti is holding on to Kashyapa. So even though Kashyapa Muni is saying, no, this is not the right time, you have to wait for 1 to 2 muhurtams, right? And then I'll oblige. She's like, no. And she says how she holds on to his clothes and then is forcing him. So Kashyapa says, that's what fate is determined to happen. So be it, right? So he surrenders to fate, right? And then Kashyapa and Diti get together. So after this is done, Kashyapa knows what's going to happen. So he then goes, he talks about how he goes, he baths, and then he has to still finish his prayers. So he goes, he finishes his baths, and then he focuses on the Brahma Jyoti Sanatanam. So he focuses on the Gayatri Mantra, and he's in a state of meditation. So after he's done, and after time passes, then Diti then comes to a realization, right? Because sometimes it takes time, and then we realize, oh my God, what did I do, right? So Diti comes to the realization, and then she goes and tells Kashyapa that I am really worried right now because, I think I made a mistake, right? She realizes, what happened. And she says, I'm really worried about, Lord Rudra, while he has two names, right? Shiva has two names. One is Rudra, where he is the anger side, where he, puts on, you do something wrong, you're going to get punished based on your karma. At the same time, he's an Ashutoshi, someone who's very easily pleased. So she says, I'm very worried about my garbham, because I'm going to become pregnant now, and I'm very worried what's going to happen to my garbham if Rudra is going to curse me. At the same time, he's my brother-in-law. So, and he's your kind of like a brother. So, because he's an Ashutoshi, can you please go and convince him, right, that nothing happens to my garbham, right? That's the prayer Diti is doing. So she does one small prayer, Namo Rudraya Mahate Deva Yograya Mirusha in stanza 34. She says, please, pray to Rudra and Shiva, and, make sure that nothing happens to me. And he shows he blesses me and not curses me or anything. So Kashyapa and then sees how Diti is really trembling, she's worried, and she's realized her mistake. But he says, but Diti, unfortunately, at one point in time, your mind unfortunately got very polluted, and even though you knew it was the wrong thing to do, you could not overcome your desire. And even though I was telling you and pointing you this is not the right thing to do, you forced it to happen. So what has happened has happened. So nothing can be done about it, right? So he says, because of this, the two children who are going to be born in your womb are going to literally go and lament the whole three worlds. So they are going to be, and Bhattaripat says very nicely, Yamau, Yamau also means twins. So Yamaucha Lokasya Yama Vivanyo, he'll say, the twins who are born are going to be like the Yama for the world, right? That's what Kashyapa is saying. He's saying that they are going to cause terrible trouble to everybody. They are going to kill people who are faultless, who are who are miserable, who can't help themselves. They're going to torture women, and they're going to engage in all the times. He says, however, because you, Diti, you have as such done a lot of positive things all through your life. You've been engaged in all these good activities all these years, and you also realize the mistake of what you have done. The positive thing here is, at one point, the Vishweshwaraha, the Supreme Lord, who will come, who is Bhagavan Loka, what I was looking for. Anyway, so he'll say the one who is very compassionate to all the beings, he is going to incarnate. And that Bhagavan is going to incarnate, and then he is going to get rid of those two sons of yours, right? So at that time, Diti says, okay, that is good, but she says, in one way, I'm happy that these people are not going to go about and do something where some big sage or brahmana doesn't curse them. As long as that doesn't happen, I'm actually happy that Bhagavan himself is going to come and get rid of my sons, because that is actually a positive thing, because that means they are going to get liberated, right? So in one way, it is actually positive that they are not going to get cursed by some other sage or brahmana. And then Kashyapa also says the other positive thing, because of the good karma you have accumulated all these, is the son of your son is Putra Seva Putranam. Your son of your son is going to be a great devotee of the Lord. Right? He's referring to Prahlada, who's going to be born to Hiranyakashipu. He says he's going to be the greatest devotee of the Lord. And he's going to be such a devotee that all the saints and everybody in this world are going to look forward to this grandson of yours. as the epitome of what bhakti is, right? What devotion is. And that person is going to have significant influence, over everybody in this world. And he is going to be in the top-notch, position in terms of the greatest devotee of the Lord. So with that, he says, what is these two people are going to come, create terror and havoc everywhere. However, your grandson is going to be a great devotee. And with that, Diti gets very happy, saying at least there is, something positive coming out of this, of the mistake that is there. So that's how this chapter comes to an end, which is the conversation between Diti and Kashyapa, and Diti then getting pregnant. Okay, so we'll start from 29. Satya, you can be a student, and Srividya, you can be a student. Srividya Ramesh. Maitreyo Vacha, we'll just do one time. We'll finish this and go to 15 today. Saivam Samvidite Bharta, Bhartra, Manmaton Matitendriya. So it's one word, Manmaton Matitendriya. Jagraha Vaso Brahmarshehe. Put a Visarga, comma. Next line, the Vrishaliva, there is a ir that will go away. Vrishaliva Gatatrapa. Maitreyo Vacha Saivam Samvidite Bhartra.
Stop yelling.
Sorry. Manmaton Matitendriya. Jagraha Vaso Brahmarshehe. Vrishaliva Gatatrapa.
Maitreya uvacha Saivam samvidite bharta manmaton bhartra manmaton matithendriya jagraha vaso brahmarshehe vrishaliva gatatrapa.
एवं संविदिते भर्त्रा मन्मतोन्मतितेन्द्रिया जग्राह वासो ब्रह्मर्षेः वृषलीव गतत्रपा.
Sa Viditvatha Bharyayaha, that is will go away, Visarga, comma, Bharyayaha. Tam Nirbandham Vikarmani Natva Dishtaya Rahasi, short e, comma, Tayathopa Viveshaha. That's one word, cannot break it. Sa Viditvatha Bharyayaha Tam Nirbandham Vikarmani Natva Dishtaya Rahasi, Tayathopa Viveshaha.
Saviditvat bharyayaha tam nirbandham vikarmani natva dishtaya rahasi tayathopaviveşah.
सविदित्वात भार्यायाः तं निर्बन्धं विकर्मणि नत्वादिष्ठाय रहसि तयातोपविवेशः.
Athopasprishyam Salilam, comma, Pranan Ayamya Vagyatah Dhyayan Jajapa Virajam, comma, Brahma Jyotis Sanatanam. Athopasprisya Salilam Pranan Ayamya Vagyatah Dhyayan Jajapa Virajam Brahma Jyotis Sanatanam.
Athopasprisya salilam prananan ayamya vagyatah dhyayan jajapa dhyayan jajapa virajam brahmajyotis sanatanam.
अतोपस्पृश्य सलिलं प्राणानां यम्य वाग्यतः ध्यायान् जजापविरजं ब्रह्मज्योतिः सनातनम्.
That first line after the comma, both of you were saying slightly something different. Pranan Ayamya.
Pranan ayamya. Okay.
Yeah. Ditistu Bridita Tena, comma, Karma Vadhyena Bharata Upasangamya Viprarshim. That ma, we just break it, im, comma. Next word will start with the a. Adho Mukyabhya Bhashata. Ditistu Vridita Tena Karma Vadhyena Bharata Upasangamya Viprarshim Adho Mukyabhya Bhashata.
Ditistu vriditatena
Vriditatena.
Ditistu vriditatena karma vadyena bharata upasangamya viprashim adho mukyabhyabhashata.
व्रीडितातेन कर्मावध्येन भारत उपसंगम्य विप्रर्षिम् अधोमुख्यप्यभाषत.
दितिरुवाच मा
Rajesh, just one thing. Karma vadhyena or karma vadhyena.
कर्मावध्येन.
Okay, thank you.
दितिरुवाच मा मे गर्भमिमं ब्रह्मन् भूतानां ऋषभो वदीत् रुद्रः पतिर्हि भूतानां यस्याकरवम् अम्हसम्. You can break it that ma यस्याकरवम् अम्हसम्. दितिरुवाच मा मे गर्भमिमं ब्रह्मन् भूतानां ऋषभो वदीत् रुद्रः पतिर्हि भूतानां यस्याकरवम् अम्हसम्.
दितिरुवाच मा मे गर्भमिमं ब्रह्मन् भूतानां ऋषभो वदीत् रुद्रः पतिर्हि भूतानां यस्याकरवम् अम्हसम्.
दितिरुवाच मा मे गर्भमिमं ब्रह्मन् भूतानां वृषभो वदीत् रुद्रः पतिर्हि भूतानां यस्याकरवमंहसम्.
Karavam amhas. It's easy to say it as Karavam amhasam.
करवम् अम्हसम्. ओके. यस्याकरवमंहसम्.
नमो रुद्राय महते देवायोघ्राय मीधुषे शिवाय न्यस्तदण्डाय धृतदण्डाय मन्यवे. नमो रुद्राय महते देवायोघ्राय मीधुषे शिवाय न्यस्तदण्डाय धृतदण्डाय मन्यवे.
नमो रुद्राय महते देवायोग्राय मीढुषे शिवाय न्यस्तदण्डाय धृतदण्डाय मन्यवे.
नमो रुद्राय महते देवायोग्राय मीडुषे शिवाय न्यस्तदण्डाय धृतदण्डाय मन्यवे.
स नः प्रसीदतां भामो भगवान् उर्वनुग्रहः व्यादस्य. So next word we cannot break it until the comma, so it's one long word. व्यादस्याप्यनुकम्प्यानां स्त्रीणां देवस् सतीपतिः. स नः प्रसीदतां भामो भगवानुर्वनुग्रहः व्याधस्याप्यनुकम्प्यानां स्त्रीणां देवः सतीपतिः.
स नः प्रसीदतां भामो भगवान् उर्वनुग्रहः व्याधस्याप्यनुकम्प्यानां स्त्रीणां देवः सतीपतिः.
स नः प्रसीदतां भामो भगवानुर्वनुग्रहः व्याधस्याप्यानुकम्प्यानां स्त्रीणां देवः सतीपतिः.
With the second line, first word vyadhasyapyanu.
Sorry. व्याधस्याप्यनुकम्प्यानां स्त्रीणां देवः सतीपतिः.
मैत्रेयो उवाच स्व sargasyashisham lokyam. That we can just break it halfway point. Lokyam, next word starts with the a. Ashasanam pravepatim nivritta sandhya niyamo, bharyamaha prajapatihi. मैत्रेयो उवाच स्वसर्गस्याशिषं लोक्याम् आशासानां प्रवेपतीं निवृत्तसन्ध्यानियमो भार्यामाह प्रजापतिः.
मैत्रेय उवाच स्वसर्गस्याशिषं लोक्याम् आशासानां प्रवेपतीं निवृत्तसन्ध्यानियमो भार्यामाह प्रजापतिः.
मैत्रेय उवाच स्वसर्गस्याशिषं लोक्याम् आशासानां प्रवेपतीं निवृत्तसन्ध्यानियमो भार्यामाह प्रजापतिः.
कश्यप उवाच अप्रायत्यात्. Up to that the it's one word, but I'm just going to break that the into it and other. Aprayatyat atmanaste, doshan mauhurti kadute mannideshati charena, devanam chati helanat. Kashyapa uvacha aprayatyadatmanaste doshan mauhurtika duta mannideshati charena devanam chati helanat.
Rajesh, and the apra yat tha varuma la dha dana.
When you're
It,
breaking it becomes
okay,
it and a. Yeah.
Okay. Kashyapa uvacha aprayatyat atmanaste doshan mauhruti. Mauhruti, another.
Mauhurti.
Oh. Doshan mauhurti kaduta manni deshati charena devanam chati helanat.
कश्यप उवाच अप्रायत्यात् आत्मनस्ते दोषान् मौहूर्तिकादुत मन्निदेशाति चारेण देवानां चातिहेलनात्
Bhavishyatas tava bhadrau. So that dra and va that you have there, we're going to just break it, make it simple. So tava bhadrau, comma, then the va will go away. It starts with a. Abhadre jata radamau lokan sapalan trinch chandi. So ish trinch chandi, comma, muhurakran daishyatah. Bhavishyatas-tava bhadrau abhadre jatharadhamau lokan sapalan strinch chandi muhurakran daishyatah.
Bhavishyatas-tava bhadrau abhadre jataradhamau lokan sapalam stream chandi muhurakrandayishyatah.
भविष्यतस्तवा भद्रौ अभद्रे जाठरादमौ लोकान् सपालान् स्त्रीं चण्डी मुहुराक्रन्दयिष्यतः
Praninam hanyamananam, comma, deenanam akritagasam strinam nigrihyamananam, comma, kopiteshu mahatmasu. He's talking about what this Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha are going to do. Praninam hanyamananam deenanam akritagasam strinam nigrihyamananam kopiteshu mahatmasu.
Praninam hanyamananam deenanam akrita gasam strinam nigrihyamananam kopiteshu mahatmasu.
प्राणिनां हन्यमानानां दीनानामकृतागसां स्त्रीणां निगृह्यमाणानां गोपितेषु महात्मसु
Tada Vishweshwarah Kruddho, comma, Bhagavan Lokha Bhavanah Hanishyatyavatiriyaso, one word, Hanishyatyavatiriyaso, comma, Yatadrin Shata Parva Drika. Tadha Vishweshwara Kruddho Bhagavan Lokha Bhavanah Hanishyatyavatiriyaso Yatadrin Shata Parva Drika.
ராஜேஷ் நீங்க பகவான் இல்ல ஒண்ணு இருக்கு அப்புறம் லோ ஒண்ணு ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது அதுல
Yeah, so adenanaka it's Bhagavan in Loka Bhavanaha. Okay. But because that in and il and la are coming later, it kind of becomes that on the Chandrabimba, on the symbol and the la, right? So it's a little bit of Bhagavan il Loka Bhavanaha. It just becomes a double il.
ஓகே அது சொல்லச்சு அது சொல்லணும் இல்லையா பகவான் அப்படி சொல்லணுமா
But you can just say it together, but it's actually the ill is taking because of the la coming. So when you're saying it together, that it become a double la there, ill and a la.
Okay.
So Bhagavan Lokava.
We don't have to stretch so much, but yeah.
Okay. Tada Vishweshwara Kruddho Bhagavan Loka Bhavanah Hanishyatyavatiriyaso Yathadrin Shataparvadrik.
तदा विश्वेश्वरः क्रुद्धो भगवान् लोकभावनः अनिष्यत्यवतीर्यासौ यथा 300 पर्वदृक्.
And the first line just before the comma, Cru sound, okay? Kruddo.
Kuddo. Okay.
Okay.
Kuddo.
Ditiruvacha vadham bhagavata sakshat, comma, sunabhodhara bahuna आशासे पुत्रयोर मह्यम, कॉमा, मा क्रुद्धात् ब्राह्मणात् विभो. दितिरुवाच वदं भगवता साक्षात् सुनाभोदार बाहुना आशासे पुत्रयोर मह्यम मा क्रुद्धात् ब्राह्मणात् विभो.
दितिरुवाच पदं भगवता साक्षात् सुनाभोदार बाहुना आशासे पुत्रयोर्मह्यं मा क्रुद्धात् ब्राह्मणाद्विभो.
तितिरुवाच वधं भगवता साक्षात् सुनामोदार बाहुना आशासे पुत्रयोर्मह्यं मा क्रुद्धाद् ब्राह्मणाद्विभो.
Rajeshri, one doubt.
Yeah.
It is Ashamse or Ashase?
Ashase.
A dirgham, right? Ashase. Okay.
Yeah, Ashase, but there's no in or im there though.
Okay. Thank you.
न ब्रह्म दंड दग्धस्य, कॉमा, न भूत भय दस्य च नारकाश्चानुगृह्णन्ति, one word, yam yonimasau gataha. So as a mother, Diti is worried here, saying that at least I know they are going to be evil beings, I get it, but at least they are not going to do such, they're not going to get cursed by somebody like a Kashyapa or some Narada or some other very strong, powerful Brahmana, because when they get cursed by such beings, even in Narakam, they are not welcome. They don't want to even welcome such beings because you can't, do something atrocious to a very divine person, right? So he's saying at least they're at a point where Bhagavan is going to come and get rid of them, right? In the previous one, Sakshat Bhagavata, Bhagavan is going to come and get rid, which is okay.
Rajesh, pause irka second line la.
After Grinnanti, and then comma. Second. Na brahmadhanda dagdhasya, na bhuta bhayadasya cha, narakaschanugrinnanti, yam yonimasau gatah.
न ब्रह्मदण्डदग्धस्य न भूतभयदस्य च नारकाश्चानुगृह्णन्ति यां योनिमसौ गतः.
न ब्रह्मदण्डदग्धस्य न भूतभयदस्य च नारकाश्चानुगृह्णन्ति यां योनिमसौ गतः.
Okay, we'll switch to the next round. The people I had are not here today, but anyway, so Priya Srikumar, Priya Sriram and Priya Arun, you can explain. Kashyapa uvacha krita shokhanutapena, comma, sadyaf pratyavamarshanath bhagavatyurumanachcha. It's one word. Bhagavatyurumanachcha. Double cha. Each and a cha. Bhave. Manacha. My bad. Manacha. Bhave mayyapi chadarat. Kashyapa uvacha kritashokanutapena sadya pratyavamarshanath bhagavatyurumanachcha bhave mayyapi chadarat.
Go ahead.
No, you go first.
कश्यप उवाच कृतशोकानुतापेन सद्यः प्रत्यवमर्शनात् भगवत्युरुमानाच्च भवे मय्यपि चादरात्.
कश्यप उवाच कृतशोकानुतापेन सत्यः प्रत्यवमर्शनात् भगवत्युरुमानाश्च भवे मय्यपि चादरात्.
पुत्रस्यैव तु पुत्राणां, कॉमा, भवितैकस् सतां मतः गास्यन्ति यद्यशः शुद्धं, कॉमा, भगवद्यशसा. So there that is there is easy to break it into it and aya. So भगवद्यशसा समम्. पुत्रस्यैव तु पुत्राणां भवितैकस् सतां मतः गास्यन्ति यद्यशः शुद्धं भगवत्यशसा समम्.
पुत्रस्यैव तु पुत्राणां भवितैकः सतां मतः गास्यन्ति यद्यशः शुद्धं भगवत्यशसा भगवत्यशसा समम्
पुत्रस्यैव तु पुत्राणां भवितैकः सतां मतः गास्यन्ति यद् यशःशुद्धं भगवद्यशसा समम्.
This way is talking about the son, putra sevahi putranam. Yogair hemeva durvarnam, comma, bhavayishyanti sadhavah nirvairadhibir, one word, nirvairadhibir atmanam, comma, yachchilam anuvartitum. You can break it that much. योगैर्हेमेव दुर्वर्णं भावयिष्यन्ति साधवः निर्वैराधिभिरात्मानं यच्छीलमनुवर्तितुम्.
योगैर्हेमेव दुर्वर्णं भावयिष्यन्ति साधवः निर्वैराधिभिरात्मानं यच्छीलम् अनुवर्तितुम्.
योगैर्हेमेव दुर्वर्णं भावयिष्यन्ति साधवः निर्वैरादिभिरात्मानं यच्छीलम् अनुवर्तितुम्.
यत् प्रसादादिदं विश्वं, प्रसीदति यदात्मकं स स्वदृग् भगवान् यस्य, तोष्यते नन्यया. It comes as one word because of the S symbol. तोष्यते नन्यया दृशा. यत् प्रसादादिदं विश्वं प्रसीदति यदात्मकं स स्वदृग् भगवान् यस्य तोष्यते नन्यया दृशा.
यत् प्रसादादिदं विश्वं प्रसीदति यदात्मकं स स्वदृग् भगवान् यस्य तोष्यते नन्यया दृशा.
यत् प्रसादादितं विश्वं प्रसीदति यदात्मकं स स्वदृग् भगवान् यस्य तोष्यतेऽनन्यया दृशा.
It's toshyate ananyaya, but the S will just come as one word. Toshyate ananyaya. Savai maha bhagavato mahatma, mahanubhavo mahatam mahishtaha pravriddha bhaktya henubhavitashaye, one word, henubhavitashaye, niveshya vaikunthamimam vihasyati. Saying that person, the son, will eventually reach Vaikuntham and get liberated. Savai mahabhagavato mahatma mahanubhavo mahata mahishtaha pravriddha bhaktya henubhavitashaye niveshya Vaikunthamimam vihasyati.
सवै महाभागवतो महात्मा महानुभावो महतां महिष्ठः प्रवृद्धभक्त्या ह्यनुभाविताशये निवेश्य वैकुण्ठमिमं विहास्यति.
सवै महाभागवतो महात्मा महानुभावो महतां महिष्टः प्रवृद्धभक्त्या ह्यनुभाविताशये निवेश्य वैकुण्ठमिमं विहास्यति.
Vitti short T, okay, just be careful on the alampatash shila dharo gunakaro, Hrishtaf parardhya, the ir comes after the ra, parardhya vyatito dukkiteshu, short u, abhuta shatrur jagatash shoka harta, naidagikam topam ivodhu rajaha. Alam tapam ivodhu rajaha. No, I said topam. Alampata shīladharo gunākaro Hrishta parardhya vyatito dukkiteshu abhuta shaptrur jagata shokaharta naidāghikam tāpam ivodhu rajaha.
अलम्पटशीलधरो गुणाकरो हृष्टः परर्ध्या व्यतितो दुःखितेषु अभूतशत्रुर्जगतः शोकहर्ता नैदाघिकं तापमिवोढुराजः.
अलम्बडशीलधरो गुणाकरो हृष्टः परर्ध्या व्यतितो दुःखितेषु शत्रु अभूतशत्रुर्जगतः शोकहर्ता नैदाघिकं तापमिवोढुराजः.
Yeah, 49. Antar Bahish Chamalam Abja Netram, comma, Swa Purushechanu one word, Purushechanu Rupam, Pautras Tava Shri Lalana Lalamam, comma, Drashta Spurat Kundala Mandithananam. Some of these things is just you just take a step back. Is literally Kashyapa is telling some of the things already. He's saying that your grandson is so lucky because Antar and Bahish, so both inside and outside, he'll be able to see the Supreme Lord. And what that means is by his meditation, he'll be able to visualize the Lord in his mind, which is what the great sages can do, and he'll be able to do that. Not only that, he's going to see the Bhagavan Swayam in his front, right? Because for that, you cannot just see with your material eyes. You should have blessings to be able to see the Lord in front. So your grandson is going to be so blessed that he's going to be Antar Bahish, and your Netram, with his eyes, he's going to be able to see the Lord, right? And then, anyway, so he's going to see the Lord in his full form and all that, but that's anyway going to come later. But Antarbahishchamalamabjanetram Swapurushechanugrihita Rupam Pautrastava Shri Lalanalalamam Drashtaspurat Kundalamanditananam.
अन्तर्बहिश्चामलमब्जनेत्रं स्वपूरुषेच्छानुगृहीतरूपं पौत्रस्तव श्रीललनाललामं द्रष्टा स्फुरत्कुण्डलमण्डिताननम्.
दर्बहिश्चामलमब्जनेत्रं स्वपूरुषेचानुगृहीतरूपं पौत्रस्तव शीललनालामं द्रष्टास्फुरत्कुण्डलमण्डिताननम्.
Yeah, and the second line, Pautrastava, your grandson, is Shri Lalanalalamam. So Shri referring to Mahalakshmi. So that's all. So okay, that's a separate word.
पौत्रस्तव श्रीललनाललां द्रष्टा सपुत्रकुण्डलमण्डिताननम्.
Drashtaspurat.
स्फुरत्. Okay. द्रष्टा स्फुरत्कुण्डलमण्डिताननम्. Sorry.
Maitreyo Vacha Shrutva Bhagavatam Pautram, comma, you can break it that ma, put a im and comma. Amodata Ditir Bhrisham Putrayoscha Vadham Krishnath, put a it and comma. Viditvasin Mahamanaha. So this is one, I just noticed, as I was looking into this, although Krishna is not coming and getting rid of Hiranyaksha or Hiranyakashipu, right? But here, when Maitreya is saying, he's saying that, when hearing about the greatness, how her grandson is going to be a Bhagavata, and knowing how her sons are going to be killed by Krishna. That's what he's saying. He's not even saying that Narayana is going to incarnate and do it. Maitreya is saying that. That's what I'm just going to call it out there. That's the reference being made there. Maitreya Vacha Shrutva Bhagavatam Pautram Amodatadir Bhrisham Putrayoscha Vadham Krishnat Viditvasin Mahamanaha.
मैत्रेय उवाच श्रुत्वा भागवतं पौत्रम् अमोदतदितिर्भृशं पुत्रयोश्च वधं कृष्णात् विदित्वासीन्महामनाः.
मैत्रेय उवाच श्रुत्वा भागवतं पौत्रम् अमोदतदितिर्भृशं पुत्रयोश्च वधं कृष्णात् विदित्वासीन्महामनाः.
इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां तृतीयस्कन्धे दिति कश्यप संवादे चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः.
इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां तृतीयस्कन्धे दितिकश्यपसंवादे चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः.
इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां तृतीयस्कन्धे दितिकश्यपसंवादे चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः।
अथ पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः। मैत्रेय उवाच प्राजापत्यं तु तत्तेजः परतेजो हनं दितिः दधार वर्षाणि शतं शङ्कमाना सुरार्दनात्। मैत्रेय उवाच प्राजापत्यं तु तत्तेजः परतेजोहनं दितिः दधार वर्षाणि शतं शङ्कमाना सुरार्दनात्।
मैत्रेय उवाच प्राजापत्यं तु तत्तेजः परतेजोहनं दितिः दधार वर्षाणि शतं शङ्कमानासुरार्दनात्।
मैत्रेयोवाच प्राजापत्यं तु तत्तेजः परतेजोहनं दितिः ददार वर्षाणि शतं शङ्कमानासुरार्धनात्।
लोके तेन हता लोके लोकपाला हतौजसः न्यवेदयन् विश्वसृजे द्वान्त व्यतिकरं दिशाम्। लोके तेन हता लोके लोकपाला हतौजसः न्यवेदयन् विश्वसृजे द्वान्तव्यतिकरं दिशाम्।
लोके तेन हता लोके लोकपाला हतौजसः न्यवेदयन् विश्वसृजे ध्वान्तव्यतिकरं दिशाम्।
लोके तेन हता लोके लोकपाला हतौजसः न्यवेदयन् विश्वसृजे ध्वान्तव्यतिकरं दिशाम्।
देवा ऊचुः तम एतद् विभो वेत्थ संविघ्ना यद्वयं भृशं न ह्यव्यक्तं भगवतः कालेनास्पृष्ट वर्त्मनः। देवा ऊचुः तम एतद् विभो वेत्थ संविघ्ना यद्वयं भृशं न ह्यव्यक्तं भगवतः कालेनास्पृष्ट वर्त्मनः।
देवावूचुः तम एतत् विभो वेत्थ संविघ्ना यद्वयं वृषं न ह्यव्यक्तं भगवतः कालेन स्पृष्टवर्त्मनः।
देवा ऊचुः तम एतद्विभो वेत्थ संविघ्ना यद्वयं वृषं न ह्यव्यक्तं भगवतः कालेन स्पृष्टवर्त्मनः।
Next few stanzas are going to be a small stuti that the devas are doing to Brahma. Deva Deva Jagadhatah, put a visargan comma. Next on that Loka, there is a ir that will go away. Loka Natha Shikhamane Paresham Aparesham Tvam, comma, Bhutanamasi Bhavavit. Deva Deva Jagadhatah Lokanatha Shikhamane परेशाम अपरेशाम त्वं भूतानामसि भाववित्।
देवदेव जगद्धातः लोकनाथ शिखामणे परेषामपरेषां त्वं भूतानामसि भाववित्।
On the second and first, paresham.
परेषामपरेषां त्वं
देवदेव जगद्धातः लोकनाथ शिखामणे परेषाम् अपरेषां त्वं भूतानामसि भाववित्।
नमो विज्ञान वीर्याय माययेदमुपेयुषे गृहीत गुण भेदाय नमस्ते व्यक्त योनये। नमो विज्ञान वीर्याय माययेदमुपेयुषे गृहीत गुण भेदाय नमस्ते व्यक्त योनये।
नमो विज्ञानवीर्याय माययेदमुपेयुषे गृहीतगुणभेदाय नमस्ते व्यक्तयोनये।
नमो विज्ञानवीर्याय माययेधमुपेयुषे गृहीतगुणभेदाय नमस्ते व्यक्तयोनये
ये त्वानन्येन भावेन comma भावयन्त्यात्म one word भावयन्त्यात्म भावनम आत्मनि प्रोत भुवनम comma param sadasadaत्मकम सद असद आत्मकम three parts there or you can say it together ये त्वानन्येन भावेन भावयन्त्यात्म भावनम आत्मनि प्रोत भुवनम परम सदसदात्मकम
ये त्वानन्येन भावेन भावयन्त्यात्मभावनम् आत्मनि प्रोतभुवनम् परं सदसदात्मकम्
ये त्वानन्येन भावेन भावयन्त्यात्मभावनम् आत्मनि प्रोतभुवनं परं सदसदात्मकम्
तेषां सुपक्व योगान तेषां तेषां सुपक्व योगानां जित श्वासेन्द्रियात्मनां लब्ध युष्मत् प्रसादानां न कुतश्चित् पराभवः तेषां सुपक्वयोगानां जितश्वासेन्द्रियात्मनां लब्धयुष्मत् प्रसादानां न कुतश्चित् पराभवः
तेषां सुपक्वयोगानां जितश्वासेन्द्रियात्मनां लब्धयुष्मत्प्रसादानां न कुतश्चित् पराभवः
येषां सुपक्वयोगानां जितश्वासेन्द्रियात्मनां लब्धयुष्मत्प्रसादानां न कुतश्चित् पराभवः
यस्य वाचा प्रजास् sarvaha because we're going to put a comma there you can put the visarga sarvaha comma gavastantyeva yantritaha haranti balim ayattaha that is goes away visarga comma ayattaha tasmai mukhyaya te namaha yasya vacha praja sarvaha gavastantyeva yantritaha haranti balimayattaha तस्मै मुख्याय ते नमः
यस्य वाचा प्रजाः सर्वाः गावस्तन्त्येव यन्त्रिताः हरन्ति बलिमायत्ताः तस्मै मुख्याय ते नमः
यस्य वाचा प्रजाः सर्वाः गावस्तन्त्येव यन्त्रिताः हरन्ति बलिम् आयत्ताः तस्मै मुख्याय ते नमः
सत्वं विदित्स्व शं भूमन् so you will have a bhumam and a is in Sanskrit so that it will go away just say in it becomes a in there bhuman comma the is will go away tamasa lupta karmanam adabra dayaya drishtya comma apannan arhasikshitum I'm just breaking at that in apannan arhasikshitum Satvam viditsva shambhuman tamasa lupta karmanam adabhradayaya drishtya apannan arhasikshitum
सत्वं विदत्स्व शम्भूमन् तमसा लुप्तकर्मणाम् अधभ्रदयया दृष्ट्या आपन्नानर्हसीक्षितुम्
सत्वं विदत्स्व शम्भूमन् तमसा लुब्धकर्मणाम् अदभ्रदयया दृष्ट्या आपन्नान् अर्हसीषितुम्
okay
अर्हसीक्षितुम्
एष देव diter garbha add a visarga there because we're going to put a comma Garbha. Like I said one time before, if you are going to say the whole line continuously, you don't have to say the visarga like Esha Devaditer Garbha Oja Kashyapamarpitam. Then you don't have to say the visarga because you're passing there, then it becomes Garbha, comma Oja Kashyapam Arpitam Dishas Timirayan Sarvaha. Same logic. Sarvaha, comma. Vardategnir. One word. Vardategnir ivaidhasi. एष देवदितेर्गर्भः ओजः काश्यपमर्पितम् दिशस्तिमिरयन् सर्वाः वर्धतेऽग्निरिवैधसि
एष देवदितेर्गर्भः ओजः काश्यपमर्पितम् दिशस्तिमिरयन् सर्वाः वर्धतेऽग्निरिवैधसि
एष देवदितेर्गर्भः ओजः काश्यपमर्पितम् दिशस्तिमिरयन् सर्वाः वर्धतेऽग्निरिवैदसी.
All right, we'll switch one last round. Anandji, you can be a student, and Narayan, you can be a student. Maitreyo vacha sa prahasya mahabaho, comma, Bhagavan shabda gocharaha pratyachashtatma, one word, pratyachashtatma bhur devan, comma, प्रीणन् रुचिरया गिरा मैत्रेयोवाच स प्रहस्य महाबाहो भगवान् शब्दगोचरः प्रत्याचष्टात्मभूर्देवान् प्रीणन् रुचिरया गिरा
मैत्रेय उवाच सप्रहस्य महाबाहो भगवान् शब्दगोचरः प्रत्याचष्टात्मभूर्देवान् प्रीणन् रुचिरया गिरा
मैत्रेयोवाच सप्रहस्य महाबाहो भगवान् शब्दगोचरः प्रत्याचष्टात्मभूर्देवान् प्रीणन् रुचिरया गिरा
ब्रह्मोवाच मानसा मे सुता युष्मत् इत् कम पूर्वजास् सनकादयः चेरुर्विहायसा लोकान्. Here again, we're just breaking that word, the same logic which came where the double L came, right? So lokan, comma, then one la will go away. Lokeshu vigata sprihaha. Brahmovacha manasame sutayushmate purvajasanakadayah cherur vihayasa lokan lokeshu vigata sprihaha.
ब्रह्म उवाच मानसा मे सुधायुष्मद् पूर्वजासनगादयः चेतुर्विहाय सा लोकान् लोकेषु विगतस्पृहाः
ब्रह्मोवाच मानसा मे सुतायुष्मत् पूर्वजासनकादयः चेरुर्विहाय सा लोकान् लोकेषु विगतस्पृहाः
त एकदा भगवतो comma vaikuntasyaamalatmanah, one word vaikuntasya amala atmanah, multiple words there, vaikuntasyaamalatmanah yayur vaikuntha nilayam, comma sarva loka namaskritam. So here Brahma is going to describe the Vaikuntha that the Sanaka rishis are going to see over the next several stanzas. Ta ekadha bhagavato vaikuntasyaamalatmanah ययुर्वैकुण्ठनिलयं सर्वलोकनमस्कृतम्.
एकदा भगवतो वैकुण्ठस्यामलात्मनः ययुर्वैकुण्ठनिलयं सर्वलोकनमस्कृतम्.
अयेकदा भगवतो वैकुण्ठस्यामलात्मनः ययुर्वैकुण्ठनिलयं सर्वलोकनमस्कृतम्.
बसन्ति यत्र पुरुषाः सर्वे वैकुण्ठमूर्तयः यो निमित्तेन धर्मेणाराधयन्, one word, धर्मेणाराधयन् हरिम्.
ராஜேஷ் அது யோனியா இல்ல ஏனி ஏதா இருக்கு இதுல?
ஏனி. Oh, did I say yo? Sorry. Yeah, ए निमित्तेन. वसन्ति यत्र पुरुषाः सर्वे वैकुण्ठमूर्तयः ये निमित्तेन धर्मेणाराधयन् हरिम्.
वसन्ति यत्र पुरुषाः सर्वे वैकुण्ठमूर्तयः ये निमित्तेन धर्मेणाराधयन् हरिम्.
वसन्ति यत्र पुरुषाः सर्वे वैकुण्ठमूर्तयः ये निमित्तेन धर्मेणाराधयन् हरम्
यत्र चाद्यः पुमानास्ते भगवान् शब्द गोचरः सत्वं विष्टभ्य विरजं स्वानां नो मृडयन् वृषः यत्र चाद्यः पुमानास्ते भगवान् शब्द गोचरः सत्वं विष्टभ्य विरजं स्वानां नो मृडयन् वृषः
यत्र चाद्यपुमानास्ते भगवान् शब्दगोचरः सत्तं विष्टभ्य विरजं स्वानाम्नो मृडयन् वृषः
यत्र चाद्यः पुमानास्ते भगवान् शब्दगोचरः सत्वं विष्टभ्य विरजं स्वानाम्नो मृडयन् वृषः
यत्र नैश्रेयसं नाम वनं काम दुघैर्द्रुमैः सर्वर्तु श्रीभिर्बिभ्राजत् then put a plus कैवल्यमिव मूर्तिमत् यत्र नैश्रेयसं नाम वनं कामदुघैर्द्रुमैः सर्वर्तु श्रीभिर्बिभ्राजत् कैवल्यमिव मूर्तिमत्
यत्र नैश्रेयसं नाम वनं कामदुःखैर्द्रुमैः सर्वत्र विभ्राजत् कैवल्यमिव मूर्तिमत्
यत्र नैश्रेयसं नाम वनं कामदुघैर्द्रुमैः सर्वर्तु श्रीभिर्विभ्राजत् कैवल्यम् इव मूर्तिमत्.
The next bunch of 4 liners, we can see if you want to break it as two lines, we can do that, Vaimanikas sa lal. So this particular 2 lines, I have 2 markings there of 2 different words which are coming. So if you don't have what I'm saying, let me know and we'll fix it. There are 2 different words in that. Vaimanikas sa lalanash charitani yatra, my book said charitani. So in case any of you are following the Sanskrit version, it has charitani, change it to charitani. Charitani yatra, gayanti loka shamala kshapanani bhartuhu antar jalenu vikasan madhu madhavinam, gandhena khandita diopya nilam kshipantaha.
Rajesh, and the second line on the Gayanti Yatra.
Okay. If you have the word yatra, change it to loka, that particular word.
Loka. Okay.
Yeah. And I think I also had a word called shashwat. I don't know if anybody has a word called shashwat coming up anywhere there, but it's okay. Vaimanikas salalanash-charitani yatra gayanti loka-shamala-kshapanani bhartuhu antarjalenu vikasan madhumadhavinam gandhena khandita diyopyanilam kshipantaha.
वैमानिकासलनाश्चरितानि यत्र गायन्ति लोकशमलक्षपणानि भर्तुः अन्तर्जलेन विकसन् मधुमानवीनां गण्डेन खण्डितदियोप्यनिलं क्षिपन्तः.
The third line, just last word, Anji, madhavinam.
अन्तर्जलेन विकसन् मधुमाधवीनां.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rajesh.
वैमानिका सललनाश्चरितानि यत्र गायन्ति लोकशमलक्षपणानि भर्तुः अन्तर्जलेनु विकसन् मधुमाधवीनां गन्धेन खण्डित दियोऽभ्यनिलं क्षिपन्तः.
Paravatanyabhrita, one word. Paravatanyabhrita sarasa chakra vaka, put a plus, datyuha hamsa shuka tittiri barhinam yaha. So those 2 lines together. Kolahalo biramate chira matram uchchaihi. Matram uchchaihi. Put a visarga and comma there. Next, the bhringadipe, the ir will go away. Bhringadipe hari katamiva gayamane. पारावतान्यभृतसारसचक्रवाकदात्यूहहंसशुकतित्तिरिबर्हिणां यः कोलाहलो विरमते चिरमात्रमुच्चैः भृङ्गाधिपे हरिकथामिव गायमाने
पारावतान्यभृतसारसचक्रवागदात्यूहंसशुकतित्तिरिबर्हिणां यः कोलाहलो विरमतो चिरमात्रमुच्चैः भृङ्गाधिपे हरिकथामिव गायमानि.
And third line, Anandji, you said viramato. It's viramate chira.
कोलाहलो विरमते चिरमात्रमुच्चैः.
Yeah.
सारसचक्रवागदात्यूहहंस शुकदित्तिरिबर्हिणां यः कोलाहलो विरमते चिरमात्रमुच्चैः भृङ्गादिते हरिकथामिव गायमाने.
Mandara kunda kurabotpala champakarna plus punnaga naga bakulambuja parijataha. So those two lines together. Gandherchite tulasika abharanena tasyaha. We're adding a visarga, putting a comma, tasyaha. Yes means tapas sumanaso bahu manayanti. So I didn't have a in my book, but I put a marking there. The fourth line, first word, in case you guys don't have it. Yes means tapas sumanaso. Mandara kunda kurabotpala champakarna punnaga naga bakulambuja parijataha gandherchite tulasika bharanena tasyaha yasminstapassu manaso bahumanayanti.
मन्दारकुन्दकुरभोत्पलचम्बकार्णपुन्नागनागबकुलाम्बुजपारिजाताः गन्धर्चिते तुलसिकाभरणेन तस्याः यस्मिंस्तपस्सुमनसो बहुमानयन्ति.
मन्दारकुन्दकुरबोत्पलचम्पकार्णपुन्नागनाग बकुलाम्बुजपारिजाताः गन्धेर्चिते तुलसिकाभरणेन तस्य यस्मिंस्तपस्सु मनसो बहुमानयन्ति.
The tasyaha, and we're adding the visarga, third line.
Oh, visarga pandrom. Tasyaha. Okay. Note பண்ணி.
Yat sankulam hari padanati matra drishtaihi. So put a visarga there, drishtaihi, comma. Next, the vaidurya, it'll have a ir, that ir will go away. Vaidurya marakata hema mayair vimanaihi. Yesham brihat kati tatas smita shobhi mukyah, comma. Krishnatmanam na raja adhadur. I'm just breaking that ru into a ir and a u there. Adhadur utsmayadhyehi. So it's easy to break it that way.
Can you repeat the last line one more time?
Yeah. Krishnatmanam na raja adhadur utsmayadhyehi. So the ru that is there, just put a ir and a u. Utsmayadhyehi. Only if you want to. That's the right place to break it. If you want to say the whole word together, you can. Yat sankulam haripadanati matra drishtaihi vaidurya marakata hemamayair vimanaihi yesham brihat katitata smita shobhi mukyah krishnatmanam naraja adhadur utsmayadhyehi.
यत्सङ्कुलं हरिपता नदीमात्रदृष्टैः वैढूर्यमारकतो हेममयैर्विमानैः येषां बृहत्कटितटाः स्मितशोभिमुख्यः कृष्णात्मनं नरज आदधुर् उत्स्मयाधैः.
That second line, first word, Anandji, is why. It's not da, it's a da. They only have it as a da. Vaidurya.
Vaidurya.
Although it's referring to that Vaidurya, it is referring to that Vaidurya. Okay, but it's just referenced as Vaidurya only in the book.
Vaidurya. In my book, it says Vaidurya.
Yeah, it's Vaidurya, Marakatam, and then Hema Maya. Those are all.
Vaidurya Maraka.
Yeah. So it is referring to all of those gems.
Okay.
But it's just saying the, not da.
Okay. Thank you.
यत्सङ्कुलं हरिपदानतिमात्रदृष्टैः वैदूर्यमारकतहेम मयैर्विमानैः येषां बृहत्कटितटा स्मितशोभिमुख्यः कृष्णात्मनां नरज आदतुर्कुत्स्मयाद्यैः.
Yeah. Tree Rupini Kwanayati Charanara comma Leelambujena Hari Sadmani Mukta Dosha Sanlakshyate Spatika Kudya Upeta Hemni, put a plus, Sammarjativa, the next word, Yadanugrahani, that's one long word, but if you want to break it, you can break it as Yad Anugrahanenya Yatnaha, or if you want to say it together, it's Yadanugrahanenya Yatnaha. Shri Rupini Kwanayati Charanaravindam Leelambujena Harisadmani Mukta Dosha Sanlakshyate Spatika Kudya Upeta Hemne Sammarjati Vayadanugrahanenya Yatnaha.
Srirupini Konayati Charanaravindam Leelambujena Harisadmani Mukta Dosha Samlakshade Spatika Kudya Ubeda Hemni Sammarjiteva Yadanugrahanya Yatnaha.
श्रीरूपिणी क्वणयति चरणारविन्दं लीलाम्बुजेन हरिसद्मनिमुक्तदोषा संलक्ष्यते कुड्य उपेतहेम्नि सम्मार्जतीव यदनुग्रहेण ग्रहणेन्ययत्नः.
The long line, but yeah, you said it correct. It's difficult to say it continuously, right? Vapishu Vidruma Tataswa Malamritapsu, one word. Tataswa Malamritapsu, short u, comma. Preshyan Vita Nijavane Tulasi Bhirisham, Abhyarchati Swalakham. I'm just breaking at that mu. Swalakham Unna Samikshya Vaktram, put a im. Unna Samikshya Vaktram, comma, im. Next, the Mucheshitam will become u. Ucheshitam Bhagavatetya Matanga, one long word. Bhagavatetya Matanga Yach Shrihi. Vapishu Vidrumatata Swamalamritapsu Preshyan Vitani Javane Tulasi Bhirisham Abhyarchati Swalakamunna Samikshya Vaktram Ucheshitam Bhagavatetya Matanga Yachrihi.
Vapisha Vidramata Samalamrtapsu Preshyanida Nijavani Tulasi Birisham Abhyapchadi Solakamunyam Samisha Vaktram Ucheshitam Bhagavatetya Madanga Yachrihi.
वापीषु विद्रुमतटा स्वमलामृताप्सु प्रेष्यान्विता निजवने तुलसी बिरीशम् अभ्यर्चति स्वलकम् उन्न समीक्ष्य वक्त्रम् उच्छेषितं भगवतेत्य मदाङ्गयच्छ्रीः.
We'll do one more and stop. Yenna Brajantyaga Bhido Rachananu Vadat, put a it first ta Vadat, comma. Next you have a ich and a true, that will just become a shru. Shrinvanti, sh, Shrinvanti Yenya Vishayah Kukatha Matignihi Yastu Shruta Hata Bhagai Nribhirata Saraha, that is goes away, Saraha, Visarga, comma. Tanstan Shipantya Sharaneshu Tamassu Hanta. this Brahma, anytime the conversation is happening, it's always long sentences and difficult words. So that goes on for a while. Yenna vrajantyagabidho rachananuvadat shrinvanti henya vishaya kukatha matignihi yastu shruta hata bhagay nirvirata saraha tan kshipantya sharaneshu tamassu hanta.
यन्नव्रजन्त्यकविदो रचनानुवादात् शृण्वन्ति येन्यविषया ककुतामदिग्निः यास्तु श्रुता हतभगेर्नृभिरात्तसारां स्तां क्षिपन्त्य शरणेषु तमस्सु हन्त.
The third line, saraha, that is will go away, the visarga will come there. Saraha.
Yastu struta hatabagir nrabhirattasaraha.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rajesh.
यन्नव्रजन्त्यगविदो रचनानुवादात् शृण्वन्ति येन्यविषयाः कुकता मतिग्नीः यास्तु श्रुताः हतभगैर्नृभिरात्तसाराः स्तां क्षिपन्त्य शरणेषु तमस्सु हन्त.
And stop the text here. Just like a couple of minutes. Just I won't say the full meaning till where we start, but just some initial portions. So, like we saw last time, so Diti now is getting pregnant, right? So when Diti gets pregnant, generally when women are pregnant, they have a glow around them, right? People can tell that you are pregnant because your face is shining, your hair is glowing. But in case of Diti, what happens is, it's everywhere there is some evil omens coming everywhere. The things are beginning to get very dark. So people can sense a lot of this negative energy which is actually coming around Kashyapa and Diti. And remember, they are in some higher world, right? Above the Devalokam potentially, because Kashyapa is a big rishi. So these Devas are also feeling the effect. They're saying something wrong is happening because, the energy is just negative everywhere. So they then go to Brahma. Of course, when Devas have a question, they go to Brahma. So that's where the Devas Stuti is coming to Brahma. First, when they go to Brahma, they, do a small Stuti to Brahma, saying that, Brahma, you are, of course, for everybody, Brahma is a creator, right? So there's nothing that you don't know, Brahma, because you took everything which was unmanifested, you got into manifested form. So you know everything that is actually happening. They're saying that we are seeing this lot of disturbances which are actually happening, right? Where and why is that actually happening? So at that time, and they do a small stuti there. So at that time, Brahma says, okay, let me tell you the story of what is happening. And in the context of telling what has happened, he again rewinds and flashback, right? So he goes and says, the sons who are born out of my mind, which are the 4 Sanaka rishis, they have accessibility to go anywhere, right? And this is a little clarification. So when they say the Vaikuntham here, we have to realize that, like we spoke about, there's a Brahmandam, and then every Brahmandam has like an outpost of a Vaikuntham, right? Which is where one Vishnu is there. This is not the main, Karanodaka Shayi Vishnu from whom multiple universes are forming. This is not that. Because once you get liberated, you are gone to the main Vaikuntham. You don't come back. So this is still a spiritual extension of that Vaikuntham, which is there for every Brahmandam. So the Sanaka Rishis have access to that. They can travel, right? And while this is part of this Brahmandam, it is not material in nature, which is why the description of the Vaikuntham goes for a long way. So anyway, so these Sanaka Rishis are actually going there. When they're entering, they enter into that spiritual Vaikuntham. And when they enter there, where Mahavishnu is there, to go meet Mahavishnu, because they want to have a darshan of the Lord. So that's kind of where I'll stop the meaning today, because from there, it then goes on the description of the Vaikuntham that the Sanaka Rishis see, which goes for a long point, right? So we'll stop the class here. I think we're around 12 or 14 stanzas right now into this. Shri Hare Namaha, Shri Hare Namaha, Shri Hare Namaha. Gopika Jeevana Smaranam Govinda Govinda. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Kahen vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakrute swabhavat karomi yatyat sakalam parasmai narayanayeti samarpayami. So before you all drop, quick for next week, like we had put in the group, right? I don't know how many of you are planning to come to Priya. Let me just stop the record.